Aloha, everybody. This is CE Mattison, and welcome to Monday Night Spotlight. So, for those that don't know exactly what we're going to be doing for Monday Night Spotlight, we're going to be talking about music news, more movie news than anything, acting news, just anything news from the entertainment industry. And also, there's going to be a little few things that are different and are going to affect the channel of Cyntillating reviews on YouTube here, but they're not really big, like sad news or anything like that. It's going to be just something, I'll kind of get into a little explanation about it more later. It'll be a little sad, but it's happy at the same time. So there's two separate news on this. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the very first news. So the first news right now is, for those that know, or don't know, I should say, Blumhouse production looks like they are moving forward with the Five Nights at Freddy's movies coming out. We're not sure exactly what the release date is. We hopefully may know a little bit in the coming of 2023. Matthew Lillard, who is best known for one of his iconic characters as an antagonist in the first early Scream movies, and also the live Scooby-Doo movies as Shaggy, it looks like Matthew is going to be playing William Afton, so one of the villains for Five Nights at Freddy's. And when I saw the news at first, I didn't see the casting list, anything like that. I said, watch, he's going to be an Afton. But when I saw and read the news later on, actually earlier tonight, I ran to my husband and I was like, I was kidding. I didn't think they were going to cast him as an Afton. And we also have Josh Hutcherson, who is best known as Peeta in the Hunger Games series. And it looks like he's going to be Mike Schmidt. And Mike Schmidt is one of the main characters for the Five Nights at Freddy's films. So that's going to be quite interesting. We'll kind of see exactly what the plot is for Five Nights at Freddy's later into the future. We don't know anything about the plot quite yet. It might follow the guideline to the very first Five Nights at Freddy's video game that first came out in more than 5 years ago. So it's quite crazy to say that this movie came out a few years ago. Yeah, we'll know just a little bit more about what is happening. Just kind of give a breakdown of Five Nights at Freddy's. It's first came out as a video game where you play as a security guard and you have to survive 5 nights while trying to keep the power on and making sure that these animatronics don't catch you during the middle of the night. And the lore is just crazy. It is unusually crazy. So it's kind of hard to keep up. So for those that are interested in the Five Nights at Freddy's series or franchise but are not interested in the video games, hopefully this movie will be good, and hopefully we will be able to kind of get into a little bit more touch base on the lore and what is true and what's not true. So are you guys looking forward to Five Nights at Freddy's? And I'm actually looking forward to it. I was quite excited when I found out that Matthew Lillard was going to be in this film. I was not expecting him to be an Afton. The next topic to discuss is movie studios can now be sued for deceptive trailers. So it looks like a lawsuit surrounding a 2019 film called Yesterday made a deceptive trailer. But for those that have seen the Morbius trailer or the movie, have you guys seen Morbius? When the trailer first came out, it looks like we might be revolving just a little bit around the Spider-Man series or the franchise, just because right behind the poster, or just right behind Morbius when he was walking down the sidewalk, there was a poster of Spider-Man basically saying that he was a killer and, he's a murderer. But when the actual movie came out, it had nothing to do with Spider-Man whatsoever. I mean, that poster was gone during the theatrical release, so that was very, very deceptive. So that means Sony can now be in trouble for putting out a deceptive trailer. This was set up by U.S. District Judge Stephen Wilson, and he ruled that false advertising if a studio gives out a false advertising trailer, then they can be sued for it. And it looks like the cause for the 2019 film called Yesterday, it looks like there was an actress that was mentioned in the trailer or seen in the trailer, but she, once the theatrical release came out, she had nothing to do with the movie. So that was a pretty deceptive trailer. And that was a good sample of how a company can be sued. Just because, when you're showing something that should be the main plot or is, anything like that, and it doesn't show up in the trailer at all, yeah, that's a false advertisement. So I'm not really one to talk about DC, but I think it's pretty big to say DC is going to get an entire reboot. And I think it's well deserved that DC does get a reboot because James Gunn, who is responsible as a screenwriter for Guardians of the Galaxy, he is going to be in charge of rebooting DC Universe. And I think it's kind of great because we just had a lot of things going down with DC, but I didn't expect movies to just be canceled. Like, first of all, the shelving for the DC storyline for Black Adam has been shelved. So he has no part of the DC universe, thanks to James Gunn. We also have Wonder Woman 3 is now canceled because of the rebooting. And I think, we're trying to restart everything over again the way that we did with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Which to me, there was a film that I was interested in before it got cut. I was interested in Cyborg. And for those not familiar with Cyborg, he's half humanoid, half, cyborg android. Teen Titan, those have seen Teen Titan, the animated series. Yeah, we're focusing on that character of a cyborg. That suddenly got canceled. So I'm hoping that it could bring back canceled films like Cyborg. We may have a better writing with some of the other DC films. And it looks like Henry Cavill, he placed his cape up, so it sounds like he's no longer going to be part of Superman until he got that cut also, I believe. I think James Gunn's goal is to try to get, trying to bring out the best story that he can for DC the way that we did with Marvel's Cinematic Universe. And we'll just see. I mean, I'm not a big DC fan, but maybe James Gunn could change the mind, but we'll just kind of take a look and we'll just kind of see how it goes. Goodbye to Ash Ketchum and Pikachu. After over 20 years of Pokemon, I should say, close to 25 years, Ash and Pikachu are basically retiring from the series. And thank goodness, because it's been going on for too long. And I followed the Pokemon series ever since Pokemon came out. I was about, let's say over 25 years, about 6, 7 when I was first introduced to Pokemon. So I followed Pokemon quite a bit up until like in my early to middle 20s. And it just kind of got repetitive with the exception of bringing in new Pokemon and new characters. It was too much, but once Ash won the championship of the recent tournament, I said, okay, he won. Now time to put the cap up and kind of throw in the towel, not call it quits, but time to retire. And it looks like he is retiring. But it looks like there's also a special series coming out, and it's focusing on Ash and Pikachu kind of revisiting with the fellow friends that he went on the Pokemon journeys with. And it also looks like we have a new series of Pokemon coming out with a few new characters, introducing the new characters from introducing the 3 new Pokemon from Violet and Scarlet. So the series is called Pokemon Ultimate Journeys. That will be coming soon in 2023. And it may continue up for another 25 years. So I don't know. We'll just see. We'll just see how far that's going to go. 25 years ago, Ash set his Butterfree free. Butterfree returned with that same significant other. So that's pretty cute. I'm pretty happy with that. It's really, really adorable. Recently, we had the Game Awards. So Hades 2 came out. Well, not came out, but Hades 2 made the announcement at the Game Awards, and it looks like maybe it could be a prequel before the very first Hades, because we are dealing with like witchcrafts and the gods and everything like that. And I may be revamping and focusing on the first Hades series, but the art style is amazing, and I didn't think I would like the game, but I like how it's different every single time. So that's, well, the levels is, you know, once you complete the quest and you kind of go back into like the beginning and complete some quests. When you go back into the route to fight, everything is different. So I kind of like how different that is. Okay, so I have talked about Tekken. I have not done a reaction to the newer Tekken 8 trailer because it came out a while ago. But also, I have seen it, and the animation was pretty sharp. I'm quite excited with the updates, and I'm quite excited with just how it looks. I mean, I'm super stoked to it. But I don't know if this is gonna be maybe like the final and the end of maybe the Mishima saga, I guess we could say, because I don't think Tekken is going to end. I think it's going to continue on. But in regards to the Devil Gene storyline, which I like to call it, I think this is going to be the end for the Devil Gene storyline. But you know, it's kind of open possibility of what happens once Tekken 8 ends. So we'll kind of see. We'll kind of see where Harada is going to take us. So I'm looking forward to it. Stephen King's The Dark Tower is getting a TV adaptation by the Haunting Hill House creator. Now, this is pretty exciting, especially for my husband, because we tried the Dark Tower movie that came out, and honestly, it was not good. It was not good at all. It was nothing that we were really excited for. It was nothing really to kind of get hyped for. The first beginning of it was okay, I guess. It was very slow par-ish, but once we continued on, it just got really sloppy, and we just didn't care for it. So unfortunately, we could not finish the movie. The book was good, according to my husband, but the movie just made it super sloppy. So hopefully the TV adaptation will kind of bring the need or the want to watch The Dark Tower back. And it looks like it's going to get it looks like it's going to get 5 seasons. And it's going to air on Amazon Prime. So we'll kind of wait, and we'll see more on when that's gonna, on what kind of news that's gonna come out. It looks like also Jackie Chan confirms Rush Hour 4 is in the works. He has partnered up with Chris Rock for the past 3 Rush Hour movies, and those were my favorite. I like the Rush Hour movies. The second one was my personal favorite, so I'm kind of interested to see what Rush Hour 4's storyline is going to be. So we just need to kind of wait on that again, and we'll just kind of go from there. So that is it. That is all that I have right now for Cyntillating reviews. The biggest news that I have in regards to mentioning the future of the channel is, for those that know personally, you guys already know. But for those that don't know personally, so you guys know that my husband has been going to school for his master's for quite some time, and it's something that I kind of talk about here and there. I'm happy to say that he did graduate with his master's, so I'm really excited. My husband is excited, and I always say, and I'm just always saying, I got my husband back, because even though we were, because even though we were next to each other, we weren't really with each other just because he was continuously studying for his master's, and it was tedious. It was very, very tedious. But safe to say now that he's done, and I know a while ago we talked about doing the Pixar reviews as husband and wife. Hopefully now we can do that again. So I'm looking forward to kind of bringing my husband back on board. The second news, and this is probably one of the bigger news, you guys know Mike. He recently came with us through The Devil Within Me game playthrough. I can't say he's no longer going to be part of Cyntillating Reviews. He'll very, very rarely come to Cyntillating Reviews just because he's not in state with us anymore. Recently, he found a full-time position that does require him to go out of state. So as of right now, Mike is no longer part of Cyntillating Reviews. However, we have holidays, we have birthdays, and he's got to have some time off, maybe after his probation period, which everybody goes through on their first day of the job. And, maybe he'll come up for like a weekend, and maybe we'll just do something like really random and crazy. Kind of like how we did with Willy's Wonderland. So that was an example of where, he came, we watched something, we just did like a crazy little podcast talking. We'll probably do something like that maybe in the future, but we'll see. We'll kind of see how it goes. That's all I have to say right now in regards to Cyntillating Reviews and entertainment news. So what did you guys think of this? Was there anything that I missed? Let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you guys so much for stopping in at Cyntillating Reviews. Like the video, subscribe to Cyntillating Reviews, help me make it grow. I want to see something come out of this. If you want to be notified for personal videos or all my content, make sure you click the bell in below. I also have a TikTok and Instagram where I'll post updates and keep tabs of upcoming content. As of this recording, we have 270 subscribers. I don't have any plans for 300 yet, but once I get that plan, you guys put in your suggestions in the suggestion box, and let me know what you guys think I should do for the 300. And once we do get to 300 subscribers, I'll probably create like a vote, and then we'll just kind of go from there. So thank you guys so much, and we will see you on another day. Bye.